Greetings, I am Lyrical Healer and I'd like to share my weight loss journey with you. Let's start with the introduction. Over the years, I have had an extremely unhealthy lifestyle. Throughout my 20s, I gorged myself silly and would then wonder why I put on more of my weight. I never felt comfortable in my skin, and I would always seek to fill that empty void inside me. Takeaway foods. My diet consisted of takeaways such as pizza with extra cheese, fish and chips, fried chicken, and Chinese buffets. Eat as much as you like. I had an extreme sweet tooth and fillings to match. When it came to snacking, it would be Haribo's, chocolate, ice cream, and multiple packets of crisps. Basically, anything with high sugar and high fats was my best friend and comforter. Comfort zones. You have to understand my mentality. I never wanted to do the work that was required to lose weight. For years, I fooled myself into thinking that one day I am really going to do it. I was in complete denial about how big I was getting, and my coping mechanism was to eat, smoke, and drink alcohol. I loved sweet liqueurs such as Bailey's or Archer peach snaps. That toxic combination is a sure way to head to an early grave. I would constantly tell myself lies and fantasized about how I was going to lose weight. And with every failed attempt that corroded my spirit, I lost confidence in myself until eventually I gave up and I pressed the F it button. I no longer believed I had the willpower to lose weight and accepted my fat fate for years. I always felt like I was on the outside looking in on healthy, fit people enjoying their lives. Breaking point. The breaking point came just before my birthday in 2010. My clothes no longer fitted, and I was horrified to discover I went up another dress size. I had severe joint pains in my right knee, which of course was weight related. I was extremely unhappy and depressed. I knew I could not continue getting fatter and fatter. This was not what God had ordained for my life. I said to myself, no matter what it takes, I have to change. Here I am, 42 pounds lighter and rearing to go. Starting to get fit. In the early days of getting fit, I used to cry when it came to exercising. Why? It was because I could not face it. I was huge and it was such an effort. It was easier for me to lift my hand up and have that iced donut instead. Binge eating was what I had participated in for most of my life. Through the tears, I would pray and ask God to push me through the pain and help me to go that extra 5 minutes. When I first started walking, the furthest I could go was 10 minutes. My feet would be pounding like a hammer had hit them, and I was extremely out of breath. Gradually, walking became easier and I would power walk for longer. My crying before exercise lasted for 3 months. I was super resistant to exercising, training and changing my lifestyle and found it a major struggle. I was lucky to have Kat Francois and Erica, my 2 lovely personal trainers who got me started. What they taught me about getting fit was invaluable, and they trained with me come rain, sun or snow, and we went hard. That was the best gift they gave to me, especially as winter drew close and we could no longer work outside. There are no failures, just opportunities. Some people ask me why I wanted to go public with my weight loss story, especially as I have not achieved my entire goal yet. What if I fail? When you love yourself enough to change, it does not matter what other people think. People are always going to have something to say. This is a personal, individual transition I am in, and if my story can help inspire others, then why not? As a public figure, my aim is to empower those that step into my space. This is my purpose. I was born to express and encourage others. The present journey. I am midway into my journey, and already I am seeing the massive benefits of weight loss, becoming fitter and healthy. My skin glows and I have more energy to exercise. I cannot wait to reach my target and buy a brand new wardrobe. At the beginning of the year, I surprised myself when I went shopping. For the first time in years, I can now buy clothes in the high street instead of just accessories. Yippee! That feeling overwhelms me and warms my heart up until it overflowed with joy and pride. Changing my lifestyle. It's not been, it is not about being on a diet for me, as they do not work in my humble opinion. The secret is about changing my lifestyle. I have not crash dieted my way here. It has taken me several tough months to achieve my 42-pound weight loss. I have felt like giving up many times. I have had to let go of friendships because I realized as I became more confident in myself, I could now recognize their manipulation and toxic behaviors towards me. These so-called friendships no longer fit into where I see myself going. Yes, it hurt. Did I eat? No. When I overeat, it hurts me more than it hurts them. I will always have a tendency to want to overeat when life gets stressful. It is my default setting. However, I have learned new ways to channel my emotions. Instead of overeating, I choose to express my emotions through tears and using negative energy in the gym and work out or talk to friends stroke family that I can trust about my burdens of life. Now it is over to you. I'd like you to get a pen and paper and write down the following 3 questions. What are your 3 fitness goals? How are you going to achieve them? And finally, in your heart, are you really ready to change? You have to be ready to do what it takes to achieve your fitness goals. If you're not ready, do not beat yourself up. It took me over a decade before I realized I was ready, and I must admit, I found it really hard to begin with. However, I knew that I was prepared to do whatever it took to get me to goal. That mindset made all the difference. I believe in you. I know you can do it. Maybe you want to get fit and not necessarily lose weight, or you might have a goal to fit into that size 10 wedding dress. Trust in yourself that you can make a decision to change your lifestyle, and I believe that you can do it. Email me and let me know how you're getting on. You can send that email to info@lyricalhealer.co.uk. I also have a CD out now called The Weight Loss Secrets of a Healer, which you can also purchase through the website or send me an email about it. And it gives you tips of how I got started, what I used to maintain this journey, and looking at my past relationships with food and how I brought it into adulthood. And it's really a tool to help encourage you. And there's a bonus meditation at the end to get you back to your core, back to alignment when you feel a bit stressed and tensed, or you just want to overeat. You can just come back through that meditation and feel your balanced inner energy. I wish you all the best, and I'd like to leave with you this positive affirmation. Change your mind, change your life. Remember, you can log on to the website www.getfitthehealingway.weeble.com. Thank you for listening.